Jessica Sanchez sat in the backstage green room, hands cradling her swollen belly, feeling the rhythmic kicks of the little life inside her. The hum of the stage crew and the distant roar of the crowd seeped through the walls, but she was locked in her own thoughts. At 8 months pregnant, even standing for long periods was exhausting. But tonight wasn't just about her, it was about proving something bigger. She thought about the people who doubted her. The industry insiders who whispered, "She's too fragile right now. She should wait until after the baby." And even her closest friends who gently suggested that maybe the AGT stage wasn't the right place for her during this delicate time. But Jessica knew she had to be here. She had chosen the song Ordinary not just for its soaring notes but because its message, about finding beauty and power in what others might overlook, mirrored her journey. Being pregnant didn't make her ordinary, it made her extraordinary. The stage manager gave her a countdown. Her throat tightened, her palms sweated. Then, the baby kicked again, almost like encouragement. She whispered to her unborn child, "We're doing this together." As Jessica stepped onto the stage, the judges immediately sat upright. The audience gasped softly at the sight of her elegant maternity gown, glowing under the spotlight. Some applauded wildly, others were stunned into silence, unsure what to expect. The host introduced her. "At 8 months pregnant, Jessica Sanchez is here to remind us all what strength really looks like." The opening chords began, and Jessica closed her eyes. The microphone trembled in her hand, but the moment she released that first note, the room transformed. Her voice was rich, filled with both vulnerability and defiance. Within seconds, tears welled up in the eyes of audience members. The lyrics carried a deeper weight, every line about struggle and rising above felt like it was pulled directly from her soul. Her condition, her visible pregnancy, made the song more than a performance, it became a declaration of resilience. One of the judges whispered, "This is more than singing, this is survival set to music." Midway through the song, Jessica placed a hand on her belly. The audience noticed, and a hush fell over the arena. Her voice climbed higher, breaking into those impossible notes she had once been known for, but now they carried a rawness that silenced any skepticism. Every note seemed to ripple through her body, her child's kicks keeping rhythm, her diaphragm straining, her heart pouring out. She wasn't just singing for herself, she was singing for the little girl she carried, the future she wanted to create. Her mother, seated in the front row, clutched her chest, tears rolling down her face. For years she had seen Jessica fight for her place in the music world, often overlooked, often underestimated. Now, on the biggest stage in America, she was unstoppable. The camera zoomed in on the judges. Simon had his hand pressed to his lips, uncharacteristically quiet. Heidi dabbed her eyes. Sophia whispered, "Mira, she's glowing." The final chorus came crashing down, Jessica's voice breaking into something almost primal, not perfect, but real, human, unforgettable. The audience erupted into a wave of applause before she had even finished. When the last note fell away, there was silence. Not because the performance failed, but because no one wanted to break the sacredness of what had just happened. Jessica stood there, chest heaving, one hand on her stomach, tears streaking down her face. Then it came. A roar of applause that shook the studio. People stood to their feet, clapping, cheering, some chanting her name. 1,000 strangers, united in awe. Jessica bowed slightly, overwhelmed. She whispered, "Thank you," but her voice cracked. When it was time for the judges to speak, there was hesitation. Simon leaned forward, visibly emotional. He cleared his throat, his usual sarcasm gone. "Jessica, that wasn't just a performance. That was a miracle. I don't know how you did that, carrying another life and carrying a song like that. I think America just witnessed something they'll never forget." Heidi added softly, "You've proven that strength isn't about holding back. It's about pushing forward, even when it's hard. Tonight, you showed us the heart of a mother and the soul of an artist." Sophia simply wiped her tears and said, "That was extraordinary." Howie shook his head in disbelief. "I don't think words can do justice. I think the ovation says it all." Jessica's hands trembled as she held the mic. I just wanted to prove that being pregnant doesn't make me weaker. It makes me stronger. Tonight, I sang for myself, for my daughter, and for anyone who's ever been told they couldn't do something. The crowd roared louder. Backstage, Jessica finally sat down, her body shaking from adrenaline. Her baby's kicks had slowed, as if soothed by the vibrations of her voice. She whispered, "We did it, little one. We did it together." Producers and crew members rushed to congratulate her. Even other contestants hugged her, some saying they had never seen anything so moving in their lives. Later that night, clips of her performance flooded social media. Fans wrote messages like, "She didn't just sing, she preached hope, and pregnant and still hitting notes like that? She's a warrior." Jessica knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. Balancing motherhood and music would take everything she had. But tonight proved that she didn't have to choose between them. She could be both, a mother and an artist, ordinary in her humanity but extraordinary in her strength. As she left the venue, she looked up at the night sky, one hand resting on her belly. She wasn't just dreaming anymore, she was living the dream, and now she had someone to share it with. And in that moment, Jessica Sanchez wasn't just a contestant on America's Got Talent. She was a symbol of resilience, of love, of music that transcends barriers. The performance would be remembered not only as one of the greatest in AGT history, but as the night a mother's voice carried two hearts, hers and her child's, into the world.